Hi Chuck, I am here at 60 San Pablo Court in Moraga. This is listed at 1.85 million, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 2404 square feet. So just because it's always good to compare properties, so I'll probably reference Corte Azul when commenting about the property. And Corte Azul is, I think, around 60 square foot smaller, but again, a 4 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom. The main difference is location. I know proximity to Campo Lindo is important. Campo Lindo High, that is. So this one's a little bit further out. With no traffic, it's about 5 minutes drive, and streetwise, I think it's a little under 3 miles from here, but still in the city, town of Moraga. So I'll be comparing, again, this property, some comments in relation to, because it's always useful, helpful, since you have something to compare it to. Right off the bat, and not so much of a concern. Oh, and I'll start off, I'm going to do this in 2 parts. So I know I've recorded one video for you before, but generally what I do is I do one video is inside and one video is outside. So 2 parts just to break it up. But since I'm starting out here in the front, just something to point out, we've talked about this corner lot. So this is a corner lot. There's not much traffic that actually comes up in this part of the neighborhood. This isn't like a through street or anything, so it's not like you'll get a whole bunch of redirected traffic, but one aspect of it not being ideal is that you have traffic coming from 2 streets. So this street here, and then so Jean Court, and then this is Jean Court right here, and then this street here is San Pablo. So potentially, traffic coming from both sides, but they're both courts, so there's not going to be much traffic as it is because they're dead ends, and really it's just neighbors that come through. Okay, so I wanted to point that out. Overall, I've walked through the home, and it is well maintained, just a little bit outdated, so similar to Corte Azul. Again, my general thoughts are, and this is where we'll start to see some differences with the changing market, but different pricing strategies, because they're not that different in terms of size, but a huge variance in the price. This is almost 200,000 listed price is 200,000 more. So we know the approximate range for Corte Azul, and then when you compare it to this, 60 San Pablo, I think this is priced on the higher end, and we know that the seller wanted 2 million, and Corte Azul didn't come close to that. So I think this is kind of approximately what they probably anticipate is that someone coming in around closer to the list price. So I don't anticipate this is one that's going to go significantly over asking. Again, can't predict the future, and I don't know what other parties are capable of, but probability says that this shouldn't go too much over asking. Okay, so moving inside. I walked through the home, and no sloping in the floors. I don't see any cracks in the walls of any kind of settlement. This is even though kind of the overall neighborhood is on a hill, this lot is flat, which is I think another bonus for the area, just in terms of again, I'm speaking La Miranda as a whole. Just being on hills, it's a good thing that this particular lot is flat. Okay, so we're here in the entry. Right off the entry is the kitchen, and then straightforward we'll call this the living room. So I'll start here in the living room and then work our way around. So good natural light, high ceilings, great to have tall windows, a good view into the backyard. Good sized living room, and again, high ceilings always make the room feel larger. Right here, flowing into the dining room. So this floor plan does have, a formal dining room, 2,400 square feet. That's what you would expect. And then you'd also get 2 living areas. And so I just walked past, and actually let's just go over there. So this would be living area number 2. Then I'll call this the family room with the fireplace right here. And then sliding glass door to the backyard. And again, we'll go there as part 2. Here we have kind of a laundry room, mud room. directly coming from outside. So good that there's laundry inside the house. And then this is a half bath for guests to use, so they don't have to go to the bedroom area. So a half bath here, and then I guess we can just go ahead and go into the garage. So a finished garage. Finished just means, well, actually partially finished because there's no ceiling. But finished garage, when you hear that term, just means that the walls are actually have drywall and it's not just exposed beams. A lot of the older homes in the 50s and the 60s, 1950s and 1960s will have the beams exposed, similar to what we see here in the ceiling. But this is a higher ceiling as it is, so it even feels larger because the exposed beams show the height of the pitch of the roof. So you'll have plenty of room for storage, and what I mean by that is that you could put racks along each wall, storage racks. Even though those windows here, you can modify that a bit, but good two-car garage. There's enough room on both sides so that you can get in and out of your car. Okay, let's see what's behind here. I think this is the water heater. Yep, water heater. This is actually not good to have the condensate drip pan dump right into the garage, and that's actually overflow, so not a huge deal if there's no water, because it's not like it consistently comes out, but not good that if it did flow, it would just dump right there. Somewhat fairly straightforward to address. So that's the garage. Coming back in, and then we'll go to the kitchen. So a lot of these materials are older, right? So this is just the main thing with this home is that, it's in the main important thing, and we've talked about this, I believe, it's well maintained, meaning no significant deferred maintenance, things to repair. It's just outdated, so it doesn't look as modern, etc. that people like to see. So one thing though. There's some cracks here in the floor on the tile. So from my perspective, the main thing that you would want to make sure it's not is movement, right? So if there are slopes in the floors, which would cause the tile to crack. I don't know if you can see this, but there are cracks. So these kind of cracks, although they're straight lines, they could be just due from weight, from appliances moving, could have dropped something. But, the one thing, and again, this is something that would be in the disclosures if there is any kind of foundation issue. But me just walking through the house and not feeling any sloping or seeing any cracks in the walls, I don't suspect that it's a foundation issue, but just something to point out. Okay, so then we have a breakfast nook. So kitchen, we've got granite countertops, older appliances, just in general a little older. And then your breakfast nook here. So I'm going to loop back around to the entrance again, the main entry. And again, living areas, central home, and the right side are all the living areas. And then we have all the bedrooms back here, all four of them. So we'll move down to the first bedroom. So, stage is an office, pretty straightforward. I believe this is this smaller room. We got some closet space here. More closet, and then the furnace, a newer furnace, which is good. And then we'll go to the first full bathroom, again outdated but in good condition, double vanity, and then shower. I suspect that the last time this was updated was in the 90s. That's characteristic of a lot of the gold trim. Moving down the hallway to the last three bedrooms, so we'll do the master last. So actually this is the same size as the first one, so these are probably similar size. Both of the bedrooms that face the front street. Okay, so bedroom number 2, empty. Moving on the other side of the, that's the master. And then bedroom number 3, this is, say, second largest, next to the 2 equally sized smaller ones up front. Okay, and then lastly, the master. And I'm sorry, Chuck, I know this, actually, I kind of assume, just because I've already recorded a video, you know how to navigate the videos themselves, but I'm sorry. I'll pause and just say, you can view all angles on YouTube with the 360-degree camera. I talk and walk fast times, so if you do want to actually pause it and look around, it's best to just, If you do want to look around and see all angles, it's best to pause the video, then look around, and then resume playing. Otherwise, it kind of feels dizzying. So here's the master. High ceilings here. So again, feels a little bit bigger. Although the master bathroom isn't that large. I mean, it has double vanity, and then the shower. It's not like a grand kind of master feel. I would say, and here we have closets, and that's the crawl space right there. I would say that this home is well balanced between bedrooms and living spaces, and the only thing I think that is not as ideal is just the smaller master. So again, I think this is on par with Corte Azul in terms of age of the finishes. You know, again, I think from a list price standpoint, this is over list priced, but closer to value. All right, so I think I'm going to pause and stop here and then resume and do part 2 outside. Okay, bye.